Okay, this will be a quick overview of Google Meet. And there's two ways to start a session with your students. The first is inside of Classroom, where presumably you've already placed a link. You just click on that link. By the way, before you actually click Join Now, you could turn off your microphone if you wanted to. For some reason, mute your microphone to the students, or even mute your camera when you're joining. That's fine. That works. Either is acceptable. I'm going to enable both of mine and click Join Now. Actually, before I click Join Now, what I'm going to do is show you one other way to get in. I'm going to go to my calendar. Here's Geology 12. I click on that, Join Hangouts Meet. That will bring me to the same place. And oh, it tells me already. So Josie is already on this call. I've got one student in there. I've just got her set up as a test. Her mic is muted, as is her camera, but it's more just so I can do some demonstrations. I'll click Join Now. And what I'm seeing is Josie's camera, and that's because she's probably pinned inside here. So what I did was I clicked on People, and I'll just click on myself, and that will pin myself back onto the main screen here. Okay. If I click on chat, you can see whatever the chat is, if anyone happens to be typing anything. By the way, the bottom bar, menu bar, disappears once you have the sidebar opened. To get that back, you just click anywhere in the main window, and that will enable the bottom bar. So once again, if I click up here on either the people or the chat, and I'll click away. I can click chat and go directly to the chat if I wanted to as well too. All right, I can mute myself. I can mute my camera as well if I wanted to too. If I had to get up for a second or whatever reason. I'll turn that back on now. Let's see, what else might I want to do inside of here? Meeting details are in here if I needed to get the code for somebody, although it's posted in Classroom, so that shouldn't be a problem. Over here, I can record, and that's important. As soon as you get in, you may want to record your sessions. I'll just click that and start the recording. It does say you need to ask for consent of all participants. I'll start that recording. Other things of interest inside of here, you can change the layout. You can go full screen if you want to. You can turn on captions. I'll just turn that on for a second. And you can see that Google actually does a pretty good job of transcribing what I say into text. I'm going to turn that off. It's going to be a little bit distracting, but that may be a feature you want to use for some reason. We can go to settings as well too. You can test microphone inside of there if you need to. You could report a problem, and that's pretty much it. You can also turn on captions here as well. Okay, with users, so if I click back on this again with Josie, I can't mute her because she's already muted, but if she were, and by the way, if I click the down arrow, it says you can't unmute someone else. So she could unmute herself if she wanted to. If I wanted to mute her, all I would do is click on that button once she were unmuted. I can also, I can throw her out of the class if she starts to act up. I'm going to just go through Present Now, and there's a number of things to look at inside of here. Entire window or entire screen or a window. I'm just going to select the window, and in fact, I'm going to share this window so I'll click the share button so I can move over and show a Google slideshow. And so the Google slideshow is all open. It's just in one of the different tabs. I've got a number of tabs that are open inside of Chrome. As I scroll through these tabs, the students will see me scrolling through them. So whatever I put on my screen that's inside of Chrome, they will see. Incidentally, if I were to go and open my PowerPoint to get ready for the next thing I'm going to present, they will not see this. They're still going to see whatever the last thing I had displayed here. That's what they're going to have. That's what will be on their screens. I'll click Project Idea. I'm going to click Play or Present. And so even though this looks like it's a different screen, it's still considered the same screen, and they are seeing me actually present this as I go here. I hit the Escape button, and yeah, that's one thing I could share. So I could share any kind of window that I wanted to. Incidentally, there's no whiteboard, and if you wanted to share a whiteboard, Alicia pointed out Google Jamboard, and it's terrific. I'll click the plus, wait patiently, and there we go. We have a whiteboard. I'll click on the pen, and we can start drawing. Okay. We could share this, by the way, too. And there's some other things. There's eraser in here. Actually, I'll just show sticky notes. It's kind of cool. Click Save. Cancel this one. And we've got a sticky note, which we can do all kinds of nifty things with, including spin. Yeah. And you can have a look. You can experiment around with it. You can add pictures here if you want to. I'm going to cancel that. You can also use the laser, and it does some kind of funky things. And like I said, you can share this if you wanted to post a link, if you wanted your students to be able to annotate this at the same time as you. So this could be live shared. Up to you if you want to do that or not. Okay, so let's. I'm going to stop sharing. And what I'll do is go back to my Meet session. And I'm going to share again, but this time what I'm going to do is present another window, and this is going to be that slideshow. So let's say I want to share a PowerPoint. And by the way, and I'll play from the start here. If I decide to annotate this, and I am checking on Josie's screen, this is showing up properly. As I click the play button, if I wanted to annotate on this, I would be able to do that as well too, and the students would see that in real time. So I'm going to close this down, but what I actually need to do is click Stop Sharing. Okay, click Stop Sharing, and I've got it back. Now, one thing I need to point out, this is a couple of significant differences actually. First of all, the chat isn't like in Zoom where you have a lot more control over it. Here, anyone can type, anyone sees the message. However, tell the students that if you've got that record button going, which I do, it's recorded so everyone can see. If I'm not sharing, I'm over on Josie's screen now, and I'm clicking Present Now. And so what it's actually going to do is present Josie's screen. And I'll click Share. And she's going to share Geology 12. And you can see Josephina Kingsland is presenting. I can stop her from doing that if I go to People. You notice there's 3 people now mysteriously. There's Josie Kingsland, there's Josephina Kingsland Presentation. And what I can do is I can click here and remove her, but essentially what that's doing is stopping her presentation. Okay, and then I could take that over. There does not seem to be a way that I've figured out at least to disable students from presenting, but I can't imagine why they want to do that. If you're presenting, they're not able to stop you from presenting. All right, I think I've covered just about everything, I hope. How do you hang up? Well, again, you would have to click away from the sidebar, and then you see the little hang up thing, and you're good to go. I'll just hang up now.